Guys, breaking news. Pump.fun has been hit with a proposed class action lawsuit alleging violations of US securities laws. The lawsuit accuses Pumpfun and its executives for generating nearly 500 million in fees while operating as an unregistered securities issuer. So we've actually seen on chain Pumpfun moving a lot of money to exchanges, hundreds of millions in Solana, and we can expect that they are selling that, they are dumping it, and that's why we're seeing a lot of sales on the market. So there's been a lot of attention and eyes on Pumpfun. They've made a lot of money in a very short amount of time, and it seems like now they are under a lot of pressure and the regulators are going to be coming for them. It's going to be a hard battle for them. Obviously, they have a lot of money. I'm sure they've got a lot of lawyers, but I don't think they would have been coming with for them if they didn't have a leg to stand on, and there could be some issues for Pumpfun. What does this mean for us? How do we play this? What's the bigger implications? We're going to look at some of the top projects on Pumpfun. I'm going to talk about what I think is going to happen to those next. We're going to look at some of the TA, some of my setups that I'm taking, and what this means in the bigger scheme of things. So let's get into it. So first thing I thought, right, is Pumpfun tokens are probably going to have a sell-off off the back of this, right? It's FUD. We're already in a massive pullback. Memes are really underperforming. Even stuff that's getting listed on Coinbase and Binance is crashing by 70, 80, 99% even. The space didn't need any more FUD. And so first of all, I looked at the Pumpfun tokens. So these are all the tokens that are valued by market cap, and Fartcoin is at the top. So Fartcoin, the market cap is still 910 million market cap. Now, what stands out about that to me is that it's so much bigger than the rest of the meme coins. The rest of the meme coins on Pumpfun have all traded to the downside quite aggressively. The closest being Peanut, 251 million. Goat at 198 million, most of them tanking. So even in the last 7 days, down 15%, down 27%, down 5%, down 35%. Moodeng is 113 million market cap now. That's wild. Chill Guy 56 million. So first things first, I thought, right, I'm going to short the biggest market cap, which is Fartcoin. There's so much money in there. A lot of people will probably de-risk off the back of this situation. It's also called Fartcoin, right? It's a meme coin, guys. It has no utility. Most of these things are going to go down 99% in the bear market, and most people know that. So it might accelerate the decrease of Fartcoin, this FUD, as it becomes more and more talked about in the news. So yeah, opened a short position on Fartcoin. I think I'm around 200% in that. It's not crazy gain so far, but I can't lose now. I'm in a position where I can't lose. I set my stop loss at entry, and I think this is gonna really start to trend down over the next few weeks or so. Would I short these smaller caps? I mean, I wouldn't short Chill Guy. The market cap is 56 million, so it's very easy to manipulate. It's very easy to create a short squeeze. So if anyone is shorting these much smaller market caps, Michi 33 million market cap now. I mean, Michi had funds invested into this, right? I was tracking this on chain. Michi actually had serious funds that were invested into this. It's bonkers to see these things so low, but this is what happens in a bull run, right? They pump and they dump really fast, especially meme coins. So yeah, I wouldn't. If I was to touch anything, it would be Peanut. But again, it is down 21% for the last 7 days. So it's better to short the long squeezes. So if you do see massive long squeezes, like all of a sudden it suddenly goes up 10%, 20%, 30%, 40%. I would be using the SMC bot to look for key areas, as we were here, right? So on the SMC bot, this is your support line. So you see this green line here. This is where price tends to pull back to and bounce off when you're in a bullish momentum. And when it flips as resistance, it tends to reject off that as resistance. So you see, in a bullish environment, when you're looking to long, you would long when it comes back to the SMC bot. So you see here, it comes back to the SMC line. That's where I take a long position, and look, it would have been an absolute gem. Again, came back to the SMC bot. This is where I'd have looked for a long position. Pump to the upside, came back to the SMC bot. This is where I'd look for a long position, pump to the upside. And then as soon as you close below, you start to get these sell signals on the SMC bot. And this is such classic TA on this bot. When you break below and you actually get this sell, you've gone into bearish territory, but you'll usually get a retest of the moving average. You see how it's rolling over like this? You usually get a retest, and this is roughly where I went short and took a short position. And it's usually followed by retest and then move to the downside, and then come back up, retest the SMC bot down to the downside, retest the SMC bot if it looks something like this. Retest, and then eventually if you break through this, you'll go back into bullish momentum and you'll get this bicycle that we had down here, okay? So this is kind of what I'm looking at for Fartcoin. In terms of support levels, I mean, it's really hard, guys. There really isn't much support after we lose this level down here. If we lose this level, I mean, you've almost got like a massive head and shoulders playing out as well, right? So you've got left shoulder, head. Potentially, we'd be lucky to see a right shoulder, given that we have this SEC FUD. I think people are probably just going to de-risk a lot faster, and we see a pattern play out. But I mean, next line of support you're looking at, it's a big drop, guys. It's a really big drop. I mean, down here is the previous high at around 0.37. And if that failed, obviously you've got the previous wick down here about 0.16. So I think it's going to lose. I think it's going to lose support. I think we're switching trends here. It's one of the biggest market caps by size on CoinMarketCap. So what's going to happen to Pumpfun, right? What does this mean for Pumpfun? Because this was a massive part of the market. It was a massive reason that we had so much liquidity being sucked out, right? Millions and millions of coins were being launched on Pumpfun, and we had all these pump and dumps. It was attracting loads of attention. So if it gets banned, right, first of all, it's going to have to go through a massive court case. This isn't going to be a fast thing. It's going to take weeks, months, who knows, maybe even years. Look how long the XRP cases took. Look how long the Grayscale case took. It might go on for years, guys, so this might not be a quick turnaround. What we'll probably see is instant sell-off on a lot of the Pumpfun tokens, just out of fear and uncertainty. Then we will probably see other decentralized applications launch, right? They'll never be able to stop the idea of Pumpfun, okay? They'll never be able to stop the idea, just because we live in a decentralized environment where undoxed devs can launch anonymous platforms or software, and they'll never be able to stop it, right? It's a software, it's a decentralized software, so people will be able to go to a decentralized platform and launch a token, and it will all be automated, and that token will be launched and liquidity will be locked, and then it'll be traded on a DEX, right? So there's no way they're going to be able to stop it. So we're probably first of all going to see lots of competitors pump up, especially decentralized competitors, probably with their own token. I would look for, in terms of looking for something to grab, I would look for open source platforms, okay, so completely open source. Ideally devs and wallets that have been in the space a long time, so I want to see some history on their wallets. I would look for projects that reward their users, so potentially there's a reward for using a platform, or maybe you get some sort of kickback in fees. I would look for non-greedy projects, so projects that you see Pumpfun, they've made 500 million in fees, etc., and they're moving it to exchanges. We can assume to sell, guys, right? They're not moving it there for fun. So I'd look for projects that separate themselves from greed. Yes, they probably make a fee or make some money, but it's very small. And maybe a project that burns some of the Solana, and rewards its users, because then you're potentially going to get support from Solana or whatever the native blockchain is, right? And that would be a bigger move. Instead of sucking the liquidity out of Solana, imagine a Pumpfun project or platform that actually rewards its users for using it. So long-term users maybe get some fees. Maybe the longer you hold tokens, you get more fees from other tokens that are launched on there. There's so many cool utility things you could do, guys. And then you burn Solana, so you're not sucking liquidity out of Solana and spending it for yourself, right, and dumping it on the market. You're actually helping Solana grow by burning the token, making it deflationary. So that's kind of what I expect short term. In terms of the long term, this could be good for utility. I mean, I say It would be good for utility immediately, but we know we're going to see more pump funds, guys. That this concept and idea has hit the market, hard. It's not going to go anywhere. There's going to be more pump funds. Maybe we even get a regulated version of Pumpfun eventually, right? I mean, how can they tell a business that they can't let consumers do what they want to do, right? They'd probably just be a regulated version. So yeah, we're going to see decentralized versions. Maybe we'll see a little bit more money flow into utility if this completely dies. I mean, look, if everything on Pumpfun completely dies and goes down 99%, so do a lot of utility projects in a bear market, guys. But yeah, we might see a bit of a shift in narrative back to utility, which the space kind of needs. I mean, we don't want all of it. We don't want thousands of coins with billion dollar market caps that do nothing, right? It's not good for the space. It's not good long term. Yes, it's a bit of fun. A lot of people made a lot of money, and it's a way for people to get exposure to these 100x's, these 1000x's that early adopters of Ethereum or people who got Bitcoin had. But it does end in tears, and a lot of people do lose in the long run. It's a lot easier to hold utility projects, and sometimes utility projects do end up coming back even after a bear market, right? So I think it's going to be good long term for utility. I think it's much better long term, but I don't think it's going anywhere. I think we're still going to see decentralized versions pop up. Let me know what you think about Fartcoin. I'm still shorting. I'm probably going to hold my short open. I mean, looking at on-chain data, it doesn't look good right now in this market anyway. Maybe we're going to see a big sell-off over the next few months going into summer, followed by probably another rally to the upside. I mean, that's what I would hope, right? If everyone takes a lot of profits off the table, a lot of the time they do end up coming back into the market. So that's my optimistic outlook. I'll do another video on market sentiment and stuff, but I hope that, because I've seen so many whales and insiders selling their meme coins. People who were in Pepe from the start started to sell heavy like a few weeks ago. That's why I started to take some profits off the table, and I feel like we really are in the start of a massive correction across the market on meme coins, but it seems like altcoins as well. It does seem like altcoins as well, and then maybe we go into the summer and we have one final blurs, but it feels like we need a cool down, right? It feels like we need a massive cool down, and things like this are gonna accelerate that cool down, especially with Pumpfun memes. Would I short Peanut? I've really talked about this, but I don't know, man. It's come down quite a lot, quite fast. It's kind of going sideways. I think I would wait for a pump. I'd wait for a pump back to spot. Let's have a quick look. Peanut USDT. See what the SMC bot is saying. We don't really have enough data on the SMC bot. The last signal was a sell, so we're still in a 4 hourly. It's a dangerous time here. Yes, the SEC FUD could bring it down further, but I think sometimes you have to think like an exchange, right? What would you do if you was an exchange? A lot of people are short here. Sorry. A lot of people are short here. You're probably going to create some sort of short squeeze before you eventually send it down, right? So I'd be really worried about a short squeeze here on Peanut. If you lose these monthly levels, then probably going to see more downside. But again, the market cap is getting pretty small now. It's quite easy to manipulate. Guys, nothing in this video is financial advice. Do your own research. Investing in crypto is highly risky. You can lose all of your money in crypto. These are just my strategies. These are just what I do. So yeah, you should always do your own research. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of these videos. Until then, I will catch you in the next one.